Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Roysam. I am super excited to continue our new series called The Top 10 Secrets of Web Handling, where we show how to improve your web machine, product, and process. In this show, we talk about the most important topic of all, and that is money. I know your time is precious, so let's get started. Look at these quite common examples of web handling waste, delay, and customer complaint. Now ask yourself, how many of these problems do you, your supplier, or your customer have? I would not be surprised if you had many, most, or even all of these problems in your plant. If this is so, then web handling should be a core competency. However, merely knowing web handling is not nearly enough to being a well-rounded troubleshooter, as we will see shortly. One of the first questions I ask when visiting a plant is, how much does waste, delay, and complaint cost? One of the first assignments I have given my 5,000 Web 101 students is how much does waste, delay, and customer complaint cost? Very often people do not know. Usually the best they understand their situation is to list either the top cause or two of plant troubles, or more narrowly, what they've been assigned to work on by their boss. Still, there are many reasons to know what these costs are, as given in the next slides. But for now, we will explicitly list what everyone should know who works around web machines and web products. That is, the ranked top 3 causes of waste, as well as the ranked top 3 causes of delay or downtime, as well as the ranked top 3 causes of customer complaint or returns. Of course, as technical people, we need to get the units on our numbers correct. The proper units for customer complaints is not rolls returned last month. The proper units for downtime is not minutes or percent or so on. The proper units for all of these quantities is dollars, euros, yen, or whatever the local currency is. If you expect people to know these items, you may get pushback, such as the ubiquitous why or how come question. There are many reasons for everyone to know every one of these items for every web machine that they work on. The first is that there is sometimes a hidden underlying problem that connects more than one of these items together. For example, poor web formation or converting can ruin just about everything. It is the job of a good troubleshooter to not focus so much at outcomes, but rather focus on the causal mechanics. Ask yourself if there is an underlying root cause mechanics that has several undesirable outcomes. Those of you who follow my work recognize that I avoid using the word root cause because seldom is there just one cause. Instead, we might use the word root cause mechanics in its place. Let me close with another of the many reasons to make this list. That is, much insight can be learned if you either see or don't see the same item showing up on different parts of the list. For example, if you see wrinkles only showing up on the waste column, then your screening might be too good. The goal is not 0 defects or 6 sigma. It is simple economics of the best balance between producer and consumer risk. On the other hand, if you see wrinkles only showing up at the customer, then perhaps screening is ineffective. Or the customer's machine or process is actually making the wrinkles. Finally, if you see wrinkles showing up in both waste and complaint problems, you have a problem that is extra costly. The second, or extra, is what we will cover next. One big caution about economic analysis such as this is that the true total costs are higher, as in the case of waste and delay, or far higher, as in the case of customer complaints. Every single role returned by a customer should be cause for on-site data gathering and be autopsied by your most skilled troubleshooter, regardless of their title. There are two reasons for this super attention. The first is that the customer is usually far more unsatisfied with something, perhaps it is your product, than they let on by the return role or claim. They struggle a lot to run your role before they give up. That is because of the huge hassle involved with taking a role off, cleaning up, rethreading a new role, and making a claim. The second reason is that your own internal costs for customer complaints are much higher than you list. Seldom is people's troubleshooting and response time charged to the cost of returns. Seldom is effective and ineffective maintenance charged to the cost of returns. Never is the risk of the cost of a lost customer explicitly listed in the proper unit of dollars, euros, yen, or whatever the local currency is. Let's talk about people's butts. No, I don't mean gluteus maximus. I mean the one word that can kill ideas. That is, but fill in the blank. Many, if not most, will claim that it isn't their job to worry about costs because they're already super busy and somebody else worries about the money part. Even engineers who presumably had to take economics during their schooling tend to neglect that most important topic. Finally, engineering managers may shield their deputies from cost considerations, perhaps for the misguided reasoning that assigning priorities will be much more efficient for their deputies by sparing them any thoughts about money. I have listened to hundreds upon hundreds of conference papers and read hundreds more publications, and aside from my 2000 paper, I can't ever recall seeing a dollar sign on any of those. Shame on any of the web handling community that doesn't put first things first, and that is economics. I believe that knowing costs should be a top priority of everyone, including web handlers. First, it guides us to what we should be working on and can be a good check of the assignments that the boss has given us. Second, it informs us about how hard we should be working on waste, delay, or complaint item. If the costs are tiny, perhaps we should work on something else. If the costs are higher, we should probably do something about it. And if the costs are really big, we should probably ask for help. A third reason is that economics limits what are reasonable options. Thus, if physics suggests that it costs $50 to fix a $5 problem, then economics will override that option. Of course, all of this is common sense. Yet, I find in my travels to 1,000 plants that often common sense is in short supply. There are many reasons to know about costs, but this show would get too long And adding more reasons probably wouldn't sell the idea any better to people who are not yet ready for the idea. I hope you've enjoyed this brief economics lesson. Stay tuned for next week's show, where we will move into a most important theme in troubleshooting web quality and web handling, and that is web flatness. If you have a topic you would like to hear about, let me know in the comment section below. If you found any of these stories to be interesting or useful, please like and share and subscribe. See you next time.